Alrighty, I'm a few minutes late. My apologies. A big stack of boxes over here. And it fell. Enormous mess. Gonna be a slightly awkward angle. It'll make more sense once I start getting things laid out and clipped and such. I have never built a Land Raider before. And mine is the only one they had in stock at my local game shop was the Legion of Astartes, Horus Heresy. Mine's not going to look like that when all. If I was smart, I'd have either a guest or I would have hello.
The vehicle of the Adeptus Astarte, I see.
Well, not for long, because this is going to the hands of chaos.
A filthy heretic?
Thousand Sons, boy. Been wanting to do a kitback for a while.
So you're just dust in the wind then.
Okay, so by the way, I need to know like what books to actually read so I can understand the lore of my own army.
1,000 Suns?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna level with you, James. It's all you can make up your own stuff, and it's probably just as good. Just for the simple fact that the Warhammer canon changes by edition, and the new imperative, haha, from Games Workshop is they need to have new models and new editions coming out once every couple years now. So yeah.
Hello, Mr. Potato. I see.
Oh yeah, it's Tish Potato. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm going to brush up on one of these chapters. I'm going to submit to the Black Library contest next February. I gotta read Caiaphas Cain first, so I know what the limits of their humor.
Caiaphas Cain, hero of the Imperium. Dum 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 dum. Yeah, not that I would ever condone such a thing, but I've heard rumors that several of the Caiaphas Cain stories are available for free on this very platform in audiobook form.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder how they got there. That must be clever, Mark.
I know, right? But yeah, Caiaphas Cain is pretty good.
I've actually had it recommended to me multiple times.
I mean, that's kind of the thing with Warhammer 40k. It's a lot like Google search results. There are a couple of really good things in there, but you got to wade through a sea of bullshit. If you're looking for Thousand Sun stuff, I think Prospero Burns is probably your best one. And then yeah, Black Book 7.
Prospero Burns, you say? Let me add that to Audible wish list.
I vaguely remember it being pretty good, but I read it a long time ago. So,
Mr. Potato, what does Black Book 7 even mean? Is that like Is that like actually for the game, or is that Black Libraries?
It's his little black book. It has all the numbers of the Space Marine chapters he needs to call up.
All right, I'll display. What was the book that you just cited a second ago before I was reading?
Prospero Burns. It's the Horus Heresy book where, well, it's basically
That was
the
by Dan
origin
Abnett.
story. Probably. I can't remember. My memories of the Horus Heresy books that I read are kind of shattered and mixed up, like someone threw a rock through a stained glass window. Mainly because I listened to them usually while playing games, so some stuff stuck and some stuff did not.
Dude, I've actually been seeing a lot of people talk about one of the things that screwed up gaming in the last few years is people will have two monitors on their PC, and one monitor they're playing the game, and the other they're paying attention to like a podcast or something. And
Yeah.
A, it screws up your ability to like enjoy the game, but B, certain games you don't realize are just dog shit awful.
Well, I don't know anyone who does that. Well, in fairness, I do that for stuff like, well, I don't do it anymore because I played the crap out of Terraria and there's simply nothing to do anymore. But games like Terraria or Project Zomboid, where you can just dick around, it's kind of nice to like be listening to something when you're doing something that doesn't require a lot of brain power.
Like
You can.
yeah, that's what I used to do with grinding Warframe.
Yeah, there you go. Anything that has like grinding or stuff that's kind of doesn't require your full attention. Don't fucking do it if you're like, I should probably stop dropping f bombs. We're live after all, and the algorithm doesn't like it. I'll try to restrain.
It doesn't matter. I swear a lot. There's no changing it. The way I see it, it's the privilege of the small channel to cuss. Because being small, it basically doesn't make a measurable difference in your suppression. So you might as well be giving people that do show up the improved quality of candid swearing.
That nice little spice with a good curse every now and again.
Okay, not gonna lie, I have no idea how this Land Raider is supposed to. I am just cutting pieces off the sprue right now and hoping. Because the instructions are just like, oh, it's D1, B1, B2, bro. Like, there's no letters on this sprue. What do you want from me?
Assemble it the wrong way and claim that it's because it was chaos mutated.
Oh no, dude. So I've got parts from two Chaos Rhinos, a Mauler Fiend, and the War Dog leftover piece. I'm going to build my own Soul Shatter las cannons. I was assuming that I would be building the tracks the correct way. I don't have to build them the right way, but come on.
Tato says that the book he referenced is a now out of production campaign book for Horus Heresy 1.1 is part rules but largely lore. It approaches it in a military history style.
Oh, dude, I've been enjoying. Do you know what book I'm reading right now?
Yeah, but you say it first.
I've been reading About Face by Colonel Hackworth.
Okay.
Sorry, I probably slurred that a bit. About Face by Colonel Hackworth.
Okay.
How does this go together? And I swear this one book has to be the reference material of every single military piece of fiction you've ever considered. It's a true memoir about so far, the Korean. And of note, when they were testing people out to see if they have the character to be part of the Wolfhound Raiders, you know what they did to test their character?
What?
They took the firing pin out of a grenade and then dropped it in front of them to see how they'd react.
That's one way to do it.
Can you think of a famous movie where that happened?
Yeah, that's how they picked the actors for Tropic Thunder. I actually cannot. Why don't you inform me?
Captain America.
Ah,
Funny thing though is he actually makes a note that some of the soldiers they're interviewing did jump on it. Those people got rejected for being fucking crazy. They were just looking for the people that didn't lock up when they saw that there was a grenade at their feet.
interesting. I would have thought the military would have found use for such craziness.
Not
Where,
Hackworth.
where are the berserker regiments of old, Craig?
Dude, like it's actually a very interesting, entertaining history because they're literally he's describing the way that these guys were just like nonstop vandals and they rolled into Seoul for some R&R, which he said was not rest and recreation. It was God, I just read it this morning, but it was the R word that's a felony. And half the raiders got arrested, and one of them got court-martialed for what they did back on reserve. And it's just like, yeah, well, they're volunteers to go, into military combat. Like, what, you expect them to be Boy Scouts or something?
I mean, you would expect that a professional warrior would have. I mean, okay, no, let me rephrase that. From a certain society like America, you may expect a certain level of decorum from its soldiers in an ideal fashion, despite the fact that standards have gone.
Talk about the Korean War. We're in the 50s right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's supposedly when all this Greatest Generation stuff is going on.
The
Yeah, I know there's
Hackworth
World War II.
was originally a occupation soldier. End of World. And got moved over and field promoted fast track. Like, don't get me wrong, I actually fully recommend it so far. I'm about 200 pages in for research material if you're getting into sci-fi or military sci-fi.
Oh, actually, you know what? I value your opinion. Look at we lost 2 viewers just because we started talking about that shit.
That's fine.
Ah, boy.
Well,
Anyway,
maybe they dropped a subscribe before they left. Maybe. I'm at 519, by the way. I'm growing again.
Back. We gained one back from your senseless shilling. But like the shilling. About face hack. I'm gonna add it to my I'm actually gonna buy it right now, Craig. That's how much I trust your word. And how little I value my money.
I thought there would be more to that.
Oh, wait a minute. Shit. It's available for free in a lot of places. I don't have to pay a damn thing.
That's interesting. Are you talking about like ebook sources?
No, Google's telling me that I can borrow it for free from my local library.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. It's like an 800-page book, though. Be prepared.
Be prepared. Yeah, okay. So, so would you say that then these raiders are engaged in what you might call ungentlemanly warfare?
Uh, they're engaged in heroic war. Because literally the formation of the Raiders was because they needed stealth trained veterans that could break behind enemy lines to capture prisoners.
Right.
Ungentlemanly warfare is what the spooks did. Is reading your allies' messages without their consent.
I was just trying to set you up for commentary on the new movie coming out.
The what now?
Topical. Oh, so you may be aware that back in the day there was the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Was the
British thing?
Given I think what was it?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. That looked okay, but like the competition is not fierce.
I was just gonna say, it kind of I can already kind of feel the we need to modernize this vibes off the trailer. Like I don't know, I'm getting a bad vibe from it. But it could just be the fact that like so the ministry is supposed to like have all these big names in it, and I haven't seen any of them actually in the trailer. It's a bunch of new dudes, and it's like, well, if you're gonna make a story about it, then why not just make up your own thing? Why use this name? And oh, well, no, I know why. Because people like me will see it thinking, well, maybe they'll make some reference to the real thing.
And when
Hey,
you
but that's not
said
good.
ungentlemanly warfare, I thought that was a reference to the original signals and intelligence secret departments that the U.S. had back in the.
No, I was referring to the to the group that the Brits did in World War II. It's been a long ass time since I looked into it. Let me Google support my fading memory. Watch
Cyborg.
this. Okay, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da. This is the bitch. Now it's all returns results on the new movie coming out rather than the thing. Okay, there we go. No, that's not it.
So here, Google is now scraping pages and providing AI summaries of them.
Yeah, that would be the you ask. Yeah, people ask, and then it'll be a bunch of. Well, no, the oh, never mind. I'm getting my shit mixed up. Go ahead.
Well, like actually, so a lot of companies are now using AI to summarize. And I'll talk about what Amazon is doing in a sec. But I first want to bring up that there's an AI that's summarizing was it news articles,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like that might actually increase the average amount of reading done by people. You think about it, because
Because it's reducing them to a quick tidbit they can quickly digest and move on.
they might read more than the headlines. You have to remember that most people only read that.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't want you to remember that, but I do now. Okay, so I remembered wrong. It was Winston Churchill and Ian Fleming, the author of James Bond.
Hey, have you read any of the James Bond books?
Yes, I have one on my nightstand right now, in fact.
I have never read any of the Ian Fleming ones.
That's pretty good so far. I ended up pausing it to read The Magic Goes Away by Larry Niven. Niven? Whatever. The big guy who wrote Ringworld. It was very friggin' good. I was very pleasantly surprised, but there's a short list of books that were recommended to me as having inspired a bunch of stuff I like, and I'm going through them right now.
Oh, that's cool.
Kind of like you were talking about making everyone read the reading list for Dungeons and Dragons. It's kind of like that.
I do think that's a good idea. I probably should
Honest,
put the Gilded link like in chat or something. Because I figured actually, despite saying earlier it's the privilege of a small channel to not care about being suppressed, I didn't include the link to the Gilded because it's an outside link, which may have gotten the suppressed. So I should put that in chat.
do it. Potato says that he's been going off DuckDuckGo, but he's still using it for now. I really should look into alternative search engines, but I'm just so lazy.
Problem is, alternative search engines like actually are just.
Not for much longer. Google's ability to give me relevant stuff has been declining at a frightening rate for the last year.
I mean, it's been in decline for like 10 years because everything's getting hid behind paywalls. The way Google's spider scrapers used to work is it would check the page and say this is the one that has your info, and now it's getting hidden three page scrolls down behind a paywall. So it's not like they haven't fixed their spiders.
I'm not even thinking of the paywall stuff. I'm thinking more along the lines of oh, the entire first page is vaguely related stuff I should be buying. But it's like, no, that I like I type in some stupid question for like the manuscript I'm working on, something like how uh how many feet of steel does it take to stop a bullet, and it'll all be like ranges in your area, gun shops in your area. I'm like, no,
Well, that's
I'm not
interesting.
in
That
a shop.
I don't have that kind of issue. Then again, that's kind of what ChatGPT is going to be good. Oh, I know that's heresy. Oh, I'm talking well about artificial intelligence as a creator. Um,
Well,
but
I mean, your
yeah.
entire book series is apologetics for AI.
Oh, hey, that's for the reader to discover, sir.
Listen. All I'm saying is, in about 10 years. 1 second. Hang on for 1 second. I gotta mute the mic. Someone's at the door. Be right back.
That works. For the record, I was the title here is accurate. If people in chat want to ask me questions, I'll do my best to answer.
My name is George, and I have a question. How would you write the next episode for Star Wars?
Um.
No reason, just asking.
Okay, so I'm not allowed to say don't. I assume.
People love that shit.
I'm actually so
Anyway.
disconnected from Star Wars. I don't think I can answer that because, like, I didn't even watch The Mandalorian.
I watched the first season when it was good, and then the second season when it was okay, and then Book of Boba Fett came out and annihilated everything. And I did the Disco Stew. Back away, not today, Disco Lady. So yeah, my buddy convinced me to watch a bit of Asaka, and that movie was carried by the bearded villain. And then Thrawn came in and made it good for a little bit, till I remembered that they changed so much about him from the books because he had to fit into the new canon, and then it made me angry. And then I kind of did the Disco Stew thing again.
So maybe what I should do as part of my due diligence of being a literary nerd is go back and consume Flash Gordon.
Ah! He'll save every one of us. Da, da, da. I actually,
I've never read or watched anything Flash Gordon.
I watched the movie. Yeah, I didn't. I don't. I thought it was a comic. Is there a book? I know there's a comic.
I believe it
series,
was a pulp series.
All right, Google. We don't get along, but
As
Flash
just discussed.
Gordon novel. There is a novelization. There are graphic novels.
Originally movie?
Oh, nope. Here we go. Okay, so apparently the comic strips came first, and then they had a novel based on the comic strip in 1936, Flash Gordon in the Caverns of Mongo, published in 1936 by Grosset and Dunlap. And that was the only book. And then for a while, and then in 1973, Avon launched a 6-book series of adult-oriented Flash Gordon novels. The Lion Men of Mongo, The Plague of Sound, The Space Circus, The Time Trap of Ming the 13th, The Witch Queen of Mongo, and The War of the Cybernauts. And then
What?
they made yeah, and then in 1980 they did a film novelization. And then they did some stuff post that, but yeah. But yeah, it looks like it's mainly from the comics. Wait a minute, what the hell? Then what's this then? Hang on. Okay, let me rephrase that. They have made numerous attempts to make it something more than comics. They had Flash Gordon's Strange Adventure magazine, which was a magazine serial that had one issue, then crashed and burned.
Bro, I bet you copies of that serial go for thousands of dollars.
I would not take that bet. Yeah. Yeah, radio show and comic strip.
The reason I bring it up is Star Wars was literally Flash Gordon fan fiction, apparently.
Yeah, I know. Oh, hang on. If we're talking about Star Wars, I should do it in the Emperor voice. Yes, I know. There's a lot of stuff that started out like that, apparently. I mean, everyone knows that friggin' Twilight was 50 Shades of Grey fan fiction, or was it the other way around? I can't even remember anymore.
Jamie, look that up. Which came first?
Jamie, look up the monkey with peeing into his mouth. 50 Shades. I'm not typing in 50 Shades of Grey fan fiction. That was a close call.
Coward. You know, one of these days I should read 50 Shades of Grey just out of curiosity.
Alright. 50 Shades of Grey, 2011. Yeah, 50 Shades was the inspired, in quote unquote, inspired by Twilight.
Okay, so by the way, going back to
My
AI
God.
summaries.
Hang on, real quick. While I looked that up, I found this quote. Salman Rushdie said about the book, "I've never read anything so badly written that got published. It makes Twilight look like War and Peace."
What if I read 50,000 Shades of Grey? Are you not familiar? The greatest literary masterpiece ever self-published on Amazon?
Why must you injure me when I am so good as to come onto your stream?
You won't regret it, man.
I'm already regretting it. Potato actually was quicker than me. It's just that I'm not paying attention to the chat because I'm bad. Several years ago. Oh wow, yeah. Apparently, according to Potato, the original had typos in it. Ashen's Tech? Oh, there's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
I don't know who wrote it. I just know what it is.
Bad?
It's a gag gift. To just cut to the punchline. It is a book that's like 80 pages long because they copy pasted Shades of Grey, the phrase, 50,000 times.
Okay. I think, oh man. I really wish you had scheduled this stream, like, not directly after a graveyard shift so that my brain would be functional and not a sputtering piece of meat. But
Well, you're going to be getting off the graveyard shift because you are not Brandon Sanderson, sir. It is not helping you publish your book.
I am off. That was my last one. I'm
Nice.
free.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Now, we can only hope that they don't add it up with, like, 3 weeks later. Hey, we need you back on graveyard shift. Yeah, did you get that memo?
Dude, I'm not sure I have enough rubber cement here to build this thing. When I was setting up, there was not much left in this jar.
This is kind of weird. So
You're kind of weird.
well, duh. Amazon's lowest price for about face is $20. Walmart's is $7. I find it odd that Walmart has better prices on books than the.
Is it the same one? Because I believe Amazon sells basically an updated edition being sponsored by Jocko Willink.
Oh, well, it says I'm not seeing anything about Jocko Willick on there, but it very well could be. You know what? Screw it. Thrift Books has never let me down. I'll burn $7 for that. Paperback, that's fine. Acceptable condition, so long as I can read it, I don't care. I'm not looking to.
Yeah, it's research material, man.
Yep.
Unless you're gonna start doing show and tell for YouTube.
Howdy, howdy, YouTubers! This is my About Facebook. It just came in the mail. Let's unbox it together. Alright, view curtain, check out. Okay, so $8 with shipping, whatever. I do not need to get. Hell. Oh, I thought I already had a thing here. Exciting book buying tonight on Building and Chilling AMA.
Okay, so that brings me back to Amazon AI summaries.
Okay.
Which is really weird. I think the conclusion is they just rolled it out across the board without thinking about it, because an AI summary is actually like really useful for, say, a commodity product with maybe some quality issue, right? You really want to cut through, especially like a company came out as like highly political and people are mad or something. They go and review bomb it. That's probably why they want AI reviews or AI summaries, is to filter out bad actors. It's really weird for authors, though.
I mean, they could also want to put in their own bad actors.
So you weren't on Twitter, probably, but you want to hear the AI summary of Faceless, book one of the Bastion Blackstone series?
Sure. Spell it out for me.
After 21 global reviews, customers find the story compelling with real characters. They also describe the book as fast-paced and immersive with satisfying payoff.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
For Infinite Money Glitch, I got a slightly better review. Customers find the book fun, unapologetic, and well written. They say the humor is cleverly crafted and they almost couldn't put it down.
See, it's that almost that sticks in your brain. Next time, line the pages with glue.
My printer doesn't. But like that's totally okay reviews.
Yeah,
but it's also
pretty
like
good.
you could just maybe it makes more sense when you're talking about like thousands of reviews. Because it would be kind of insulting if Amazon was just like, sorry, you're too much of a fucking nobody for us to put a few processing cycles summarizing your shit. Right? That I don't think that would go over well.
Gotcha. I'm gonna cheat and just use an Audible credit and get the audiobook.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
Because I got one expiring.
Your credits expire?
You didn't know that?
Dude, how old are your credits?
They go away if you don't use them in a couple months.
I have 6 stockpiled. We might have different contracts. I've been an Audible's Audible Plus member for like 14.
I've only been one for like 6.
Yeah, I might have a better contract than you.
Yeah, I have like 12 stockpiled. And if I
Hello, Mr. Pritchard. Sorry, I cut you off. I gotta say hi to the chat. You know how this works.
I know. It's fine. You like Pritchard better than me. I know how it is.
Well, did you smash the like button?
Yes. Yes, I did. Wait a minute. There's only one like. So I'm the only one that's.
Which one of you is lying? I don't even see likes. I should refresh my page. I'm at 0. Oh no, there's 5. It's all cool.
Oh, then I am the one who needs to refresh my page.
You gonna be joining the book club this month?
What is it? Nostrum Underground?
Yes. Which apparently, friend of the channel, Gay Robot, has already finished.
I read that years ago. I can remember a chunk of it. I will quickly brush up my memory. When is the book club again?
It is the first Saturday of the month that doesn't have like obvious conflicts with holidays.
Right. What time though?
I do noon Eastern, so I can get to Europe.
There is a non-zero chance I might be able to make an appearance because most of my shifts start at 2 or 3.
Nice.
So
I do try to keep those streams to an hour. I have no idea how long this stream is going to be because I'm just kind of here hanging out until I get too hungry and I need to go make venison.
You got to drop that. Yes, normal beef is for plebs. I only devour rich venison from the forests of northern Michigan, hunted by regional artisans and shot with handcrafted bullets.
Look, I'm not commenting on where his ammunition came from.
The ATF busts into someone eating. That's a pretty good looking deer you're eating there. So, where did you get the bullets to shoot it?
Dude, unironically, they probably could get a warrant for the meat because I think he used buckshot and warned to me that there might still be pellets in the meat.
This venison has essential leads and sulfurs. Oh boy. That reminds me of one time when I still lived in Michigan. This was a graduation party from high school. So like everyone's like chilling out at the barbecue. Got a bunch of my classmates, and then we're all talking about how awesome it is to finally be done with high school.
And
Hear
then you
someone
found
honking
out
a
that high
horn.
school never ends.
That's its own story. Then you hear honking of a horn. I look over, and my friggin' brother is rolling up with a dead deer strapped to the hood of his car. He like immediately doesn't stop to say hello. Immediately cuts the ropes on it, hauls it up, slams it on a nearby table, and says, "All right, we got to get this thing roped up to a tree so I can dress it. I ran over it on the way here. You guys gotta me."
Ooh, that kind of Michigan hunting, got it.
It sounds like something out of a Jeff Foxworthy routine, but I swear to God he did this. And everyone's just looking at him like with their drinks in hand, kind of like with their mouths slightly slack, as he straps it to like a nearby pine, takes out his hunting knife, and starts gutting it in the middle of the party. And then people found.
Did you go to like a rich school?
Not a maybe upper middle class. It was a Catholic school that was
CC. You're a CC nerd.
CC.
Okay, that's enough.
I do not recognize it. No, it was shit. I'm not going to dox myself here.
Yeah.
I know the kind of people that lurk in your chats.
I try to drive those people off.
Well, in any case, point being, it was I wouldn't call it super rich, but there were a couple well-to-do people there. So yeah, my schooling was. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So I just asked because the majority of Michigan high schools, the people there would not blink.
Ah. No, I went to a bougie school.
But yeah, those people would. I'm retarded. I dare somebody to clip that. I put part of the tread on backwards, which you think would be like borderline impossible to do because there's giant teeth calling you this way. But I did it.
I'm gonna clip that sound and make it. And I'm just gonna start building a James Craig soundboard for when I come on these streams.
That would require effort. Therefore, I know I'm safe.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say the same thing. What I'm actually going to do is say that and then hope someone else does it and then leech off their hard work like some sort of internet lamprey.
That is possible.
Well, you got one side of your Land Raider
Almost.
all messed up.
Like I want to get to like I probably should have pre-built these portions. Because where it's gonna get fun is when I start connecting like the random tentacles from the Mauler Fiend I have to try and strap on the biggest weapon I can pull out of a box.
Mm-hmm.
This is just me gluing my fingers together.
Before you assemble it, you should like find a really like wretched and cheap like cultist figurine or messed up prisoner and seal it within the Land Raider. When people ask what the rattle sound is, be like, that was the sacrifice to the dark gods to animate this unholy relic. Then you can like add a little window so people can see him inside.
By the shot of my crotch.
Nope, no. Thank you for that warning. Since the
Here, I shall seal the squat.
uh, seal the squat. Oh, boy. That would be like a really weird YouTube channel to make, where it's literally just someone torturing like figurines and action figures like freaking Sid from Toy Story.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Oh, you're gonna make Sid from Toy Story. Uh,
Well, you see, when I play Warhammer 40k, I play it hardcore. When you lose a model, we strap an M80 to that bitch and blow it up.
can't we just go to the get banished to the Shadow Realm like the good old days?
Sorry, Jimmy, you've been banished to the Shadow Realm. God, I still remember those friggin'. It's funny because you've already ragged on me for not watching Dragon Ball Z, but I do remember, and I think this is part of the reasons why I never sat down and watched it. The few times I saw fragments of it, it was the stupid bullshit where they were like, "I'm gonna send this guy to another dimension." No, don't sacrifice yourself. You're gonna blow yourself up, and the explosion will send you to another dimension instead of dying. It's like, what? What?
I don't even know which of 5 possible animes you're talking about.
I literally just told you. It's Dragon Ball Z. It
Sure?
literally, yeah, there is a scene
You're talking
where
about when
some
Goku teleports out with Cell and literally does nothing?
no, there's like I think it was early on. I don't know any of these characters because it's literally like 5 minutes I saw on a TV before I changed the channel. But there was a little dude, and he like grabbed on to like Vegeta or his bald buddy's back, and he like there's like a cut of of like zoom in close up of his face going, "I'm gonna send him to another dimension," and then he explodes like kamikaze style, and then the Saiyan nothing happens to him because he's a Saiyan. And they're like, "No, he sacrificed his life for nothing," and then like they cut in by going to another dimension, and I'm like, "That's just silly."
Ah, fork.
God, have you like so? There's all this hullabaloo about localizations now, but
Yeah, it's because we
I've
finally managed to get good localizations for a while. We know what bad localizations are like. We don't want to go back to the Dark Ages.
you spoony bod talking Mexican cartoon. Hello, Dino Rex. But I've been like talking with some translators that are like going back and retranslating a bunch of Genesis era stuff. And the amount of content that was cut because American audiences, quote, wouldn't get it, end quote, is fucking insane. I'm talking entire plot points, like major story beats just gone. And I remember as a little kid being confused as to like why stuff would just suddenly stop. And I finally had my answer. And the answer was, well, you're just too stupid to get it. Like, well, fuck you, Sega of America.
Yeah, so that was a weird time. Like people seriously forget how much censorship America had back then.
Coming up next is Mortal Kombat training your children to murder with their bare hands. Our studies say yes.
Okay, now one of the sides of the Land Raider, and I'm now coming to terms with how large this thing is. Oh, by the way, let me pull up. So I do pinup girls sides of my tank, right?
No. Do you have a completed tank? Do you have an example? Now I'm curious.
Now I'm gonna keep it hidden.
Oh, hang on a minute. Are we saying pinup girls, or are we talking stuff that you can't show on YouTube? Because one of them,
I've already played with the pinup girl Rhino in the Games Workshop store, and been complimented by the employee. It is not it is not bad.
then show it.
No, I'm building suspense because what I'm gonna do, big brain here, is I'm going to once my army is done, I'm going to start taking a picture of one of the models every single day, which will actually take a long time because I have a full unit of pink horrors. I'm just going to go through the entire army one model one model a day on Twitter and see if
So
I
wait a
can't
minute.
get some more traction over there with that side of essentially.
Wait a minute. Okay, so two things pop into mind. So it's a chaos rhino because you play chaos, right?
Yeah, Thousand Suns or K Suns. So
So
you might be able to guess from that statement right there who I painted on the side of my K Suns Rhino.
I was gonna say, is it like a demonette, like riding a bomb or something? 'Cause my second thought was Thousand Suns are literally the last people that would have pinup art on their friggin' war machines.
Entertain chat for a minute.
Okay. Hello, chat. How has your day been going? Fine? Well, good. Subscriber goal. Talking Mexican cartoon. Yes. You think of something stupid to say. Shouldn't be too hard. I do it all the time. Uh, but yeah, I mean, Thousand Suns, they're just gonna. I mean, like, there's what, like 6 dudes that have corporeal form, and the rest are all dust robots now? I mean, probably nice paint job, but come on, dude. Theming. Killing bug, yeah. This squad of Thousand Suns got bored with the Eternal War, so they started playing Helldivers too. Oh boy. So while he's going away, I'm just going to talk for a bit about The Magic Goes Away, because that's the book that I finished last night, and it was very, very good. Aside from a general good use of language and descriptive power, it's actually a The Magic Goes Away collection, so it's not just Larry Niven, but there's like Roger Zelazny contributed a couple of shorts too, Bob Shaw, bunch of old good names. But it was pretty good. The general idea is that magic is a finite resource, and all the spell casting of the Mythic Age effectively drained it. So all the magic cultures of the time, like Atlantis, just straight up collapsed. And since all their stuff was magic based, it kind of crumbled into nothingness. So there's no evidence. So that's why there's no track record of them for the most part in the modern day. And it goes from this prehistoric civilization that's full of magic all the way to the collapse, to the aftermath, to the very last story is effectively one of the last 12 wizards in the modern day trying to figure out what to do because the magic might be coming back. Very good. I would highly recommend it. I find it extremely funny that a one off joke from 8 bit theater about drilling for mana actually has literary precedent in by one of the big names in science fiction that will never not be funny to me. And yeah, go read it. If you like wizards, go read it. There's like, I think maybe none of the stories are bad. It's just some of them are a little slow. But overall, yeah, pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. 2 thumbs up and 1 toe up.
Okay, I'm back. I sent you the picture. Now you're going to understand why I'm going to save that as a reveal. There is a lot of hashtags for that.
Jesus. Oh, Craig. You mischievous imp, you. I'll admit, I did not expect that. Maybe I should have.
So, this is the other rhino. Wait, let me see what I'm even doing. This is the other rhino that I need for my battle line. And I call this, right here, a canvas. Oh, that's where the other mascot is going to go.
Well, thanks to the magic of YouTube, I'm only seeing your elbow.
No, I corrected it. Just wait a second.
I can't wait that long. I noticed that you've gained like 20 subscribers in just like a week or two. That's pretty damn good.
Dude, that combat wheelchair video I made when I was sick with COVID blew up.
All right, now I'm curious. How many views is it at? Open tab. Oh! Those are actual numbers. Those are big boy numbers.
I know, right?
I'll be damned. And then your next one is also
Pathetic. Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, I mean, 600 is decent.
Oh yeah, I didn't know it had gotten to 600.
It's your Helldivers one that's kind of pathetic.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you take a break and then go back. Your first one is suppressed. And that was kind of why I did a throwaway video. Because, like, it's not even really playing to the audience I'm trying to build. Because I'm trying to build a literature following. Even though, like, I play video games and chat and do stuff like this.
You're trying to build a literature club, Doki Doki.
So I figured I would just rant about something I wanted to rant about on the video I knew would be algorithmically suppressed. Make sense?
Makes sense. Yeah. Evil schemes slowly make sense. I can't help but notice that generally your videos that have the most views are the ones that are the most topical, it seems to me.
That's how humans work.
Yep.
Oh, did you watch the video about how much should a comic book cost?
Yeah, I did. It was depressing.
Well, it shouldn't be, because the position for someone with like more than room temperature IQ was stop acting like you're selling a commodity. You clearly cannot afford to be. You must be selling a luxury product.
Well, no, I got that, but to be reminded that you're not just competing with stuff that people buy. You're competing with all the stuff people get for free, and the sheer devaluation of entertainment that comes with such a glut of free entertainment and a pressure on people's time. It's it's not encouraging. I will say this though, your world building rant steampunk is also at 3.1k views.
I don't know how I feel about that. That was not a very good video. Like, that was so early in my YouTube career.
Holy shit! Your Winds of Winter one is up 5.4k. It's like your biggest one.
Yeah, I don't even know why. I don't get comments on it. I think people just, I think it serves it to people as like, oh, here's another video that James did a while ago that you'll probably like. And
Your Shadow of the Conqueror one is at 6.5K.
well, that is because Shad keeps making a fucking fool of himself.
Like send him a YouTube challenge. Play that algorithm.
Oh, the funny thing is that allegedly someone actually did link him my video in like his paid Patreon thing. And I have to continually remind people, no, actually, like I did like a lot to it. It just had such obviously wrong things repeatedly. You know? You read Shadow of the Conqueror, right?
No, I haven't. See, that takes too much time. What I like to do in order to be efficient and max out my
AI summary
free time, I listen to people's reviews of things and then I base my opinion solely around them.
You must be a big fan of Wendigoon.
Oh, dude. So good, I don't have to think at all anymore. He just does all the research for me, or at least I assume he does.
The funny thing was, I
kind of kid. I actually kind of do like Wendigoon, but take his stuff with a grain of salt. I like his that thing he does with what was it? Meat Canyon, where they just read creepypastas.
I didn't know.
It's entertaining enough. Yeah, it's part of the. It encourages me because it tells me that there's still a strong market for people listening to stories on YouTube that aren't like animated or with soundtracks or with flashy gimmicks.
Depends on how good your voice is.
Well, I mean, you can tell by yourself that my voice is just honey to the ear. Strong, authoritative vibrato that just kind of lingers in your mind, convincing you to do all sorts of things. At least that's what.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from, Potato, and I basically agree. He's become so desperate for money and for growth that he's just making what he thinks is safe, what Shad thinks is safe content, that I just could not give less of a shit about.
Some of his stuff, like, I'm not like a dedicated, I don't watch all of his stuff, but like occasionally the algorithm will throw me something, I'll have a look and it'll be nifty. Mainly stuff like, I made this giant ass sword. That's kind of cool.
I liked that until I realized that he's not in it. Like, to put it simply.
Well, he's a medievalist. I mean, you'd be, making it based on what he knows about medieval shite, I thought.
Well, like, a lot of his videos are like, we made a shield out of carbon fiber. How does it perform? And it's just like, it's a complete fucking waste of money. Polycarbonate is as good of a material as you could possibly ask for a shield. Because that's why we make riot shields out of them. They weigh like 3 pounds and can stop a bullet.
Yeah, it kind of, his carbon fiber stuff was, it was very, sorry, but like, it's like, we're going to make a sword out of carbon fiber. So I'm just going to cut out this little outline that looks like a sword, and I'm going to dump it in super glue for 5 hours, and then that's our sword. Oh, it sucks. Don't make swords out of carbon fiber. Well, not like that.
So what I think happened is, in order to make that first video, he had to buy way more carbon fiber than he was prepared for.
And then he just kind of needed to find ways to use it.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on.
Like, not to throw shade at Chad, but I think he could have thought of better uses than that.
So what big YouTubers do is they basically try to moneyball what their best content is. And because I learned this from Game Theory and Mr. Beast. So what they want to do to expand their content is put it between two safe videos. Because if you release 3 shit ones in a row, or 2 shit ones in a row, you'll stop. You will no longer appear in that person's feed. So you have to. Your next one has to be a banger. If you release it, and he thinks this content is his bangers, and he's just wrong.
Oh boy. I wonder if maybe that's. I wonder. He released that one video where it's like YouTube is killing my channel, and I kind of have to wonder how much of it is the YouTube actually doing that, and how much is him misinterpreting how everything is working. Or
I think he has wrong assumptions. I think he thinks certain content is safe, healthy content, and it's not.
like what?
Is the katana the e-girl of swords? I think he thought that that was safe content. And when that failed, he went, well, because I know in my big brain that that was safe content my viewers want, that I must be getting suppressed.
I almost feel like there's content to be made just kind of riffing on this sort of thing. Like someone makes, is the katana the e-girl of swords? You make a video. Is the e-girl the katana of women?
You don't want to be an imitation channel. At least I don't want to.
Well, it's not imitation, it's satire. Aren't you media literate?
Oh boy, you want to talk about media literacy? Hold on, I'll have to go get some whiskey first.
Oh boy.
I got told that I should be embarrassed as a science fiction author to not be familiar with Starship Troopers. Because I said Helldivers 2 was about 9/11.
Ooh, hoo, hoo. Ayo. Ayo indeed.
Have you played Starship, or have you played Helldivers?
No, I have not, but I have seen other people playing it. So I am in this annoying spot where Helldivers looks super rad. And how do I say this without appearing stupid?
Just say it.
I really kind of hate Super Earth. And it's pretty much for all the reasons that the usual people bitch about everything. That annoys me that I agree with them on certain things. Cuz like I get it, it's a fun game. You don't have to feel bad for playing it. It's just a freaking video game. But like I personally don't like playing what I think are the villains, and everyone in Helldivers is a villain. It's like Warhammer 40k. Yeah, Super Earth is fighting to defend humans, but they're also a bunch of assholes, as evidenced by a whole bunch of stuff. Obviously, you don't want to root for the bugs because they're fucking bugs. The
I mean,
cyborgs have pounds of
no. So the
corpses
secret
everywhere.
lore of the Terminids is actually kind of funny.
No,
The
they're
Terminids are not
oil.
actually a faction.
I know they're oil machines that need to be harvested.
Yeah, they're just breaking out of containment every once in a while. The supply lines aren't real for Terminids.
Right.
So the question is, are the automatons and the Lucinate bad? Which evidence suggests.
Well, that's the thing. Like, so you hear stuff like, "Oh, the cyborgs sent like peace offers and stuff, saying if you just stop, we'll leave you alone." But in fairness, when you like do the missions, you see people on spikes, hordes of corpses of them shooting civilians, and it's like, I don't know how much I trust that anymore. The Illuminate, I have no idea how they're going to handle that. And apparently, they're bringing in rebels too. But yeah.
I am still refusing to play until they fix pickup on. I mean, I might reinstall. I think I have it installed still. Because it's still like a fun game to play with friends, but I'm not gonna play on my own with rank anymore.
I wish they would make like a Helldivers 2 game where like the protagonist faction is just not a satire, not a fucking parody or something. Just like give me a mixture of give me Helldivers 2 gameplay with Earth Defense Force, where it's like you're unironically defending Earth. Things are okay. You don't have to feel bad for shooting this bug.
So you want a Bungie era Halo ST extraction shooter?
I would almost say yes, except that Bungie had to add all this lore where it's like the UNSC was like killing kids to make clones and repressing rebellions and being giant assholes to everyone. Like,
Ah, no, fuck. Sorry.
honestly, what it boils down to is I'm sick of having I'm sick of playing. I'm sick of like all these factions being subverted. I just want a good guy faction. I'm tired of this morality gray shit. It's got its place. It's very fun, you know. Everyone, yeah, Starship Troopers Extinction or Extermination. Yeah, I should pick that up at some point. Give that a whirl. But like, I don't. I just want a refuge from all this current day political shit where I don't have to think. Like, well, not even think, but like in the back of your head, it's that little voice going like, "Ah, these guys are assholes. Those guys are assholes too." I just want to lose myself in like friggin' fantasy of fighting for an ideal rather than having everything be subverted and ha 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 ha.
So you should read Storm of Steel. It was actually fantastic, despite being you know.
Yeah, being. I think I have that in my Kindle somehow. It's been on my reading list for a while. Let's find out though. I can easily find out by just putting it into Amazon and seeing if it says you already have this in your library. In your library. That's also available in Audible. Fuck it.
Okay,
Just
so
want
that
to
kind
show
of
you.
brings up something. There's this weird argument that keeps circling around about like the current traditional publishing scene is catering to women. And they're ignoring guys. I feel like I'm just shouting into the wind when I point out that even though guys do read, it's not because they don't buy recent books though. They buy what people on podcasts are. They read
Oh,
fucking old books such as Storm of Steel.
well, I mean, I read new books occasionally when they get recommended to me. It's just that everything. You know what? I don't really want to burn any bridges here, but a significant portion of recent releases has not been to my taste. I'll just put it like that.
Possibly. I mean, I'm part of the problem. I don't really read new releases. The last book I finished came out in 2002. Which actually I should bring up because it may have been you that recommended it to me, but it was Something Out of the Night Side.
Night Side.
I don't know how I'm going to review that book.
That was not me, I don't think, because I don't recognize this.
I must have gotten it recommended when I was looking for comparisons to use for Bastion.
Oh, that does look nice though.
Like I said, I'm really conflicted with reviewing this because I could not be paid to read the next book.
Oh, god damn it.
However, that doesn't mean it's a bad book because the way it does magic just pisses me off. It very clearly and upfront is a anything goes, anything is possible magic system. And that's the appeal, according to the author. And according to a lot of people, it's a successful book series. A lot of people like anything goes magic. Magic, bruh. And I just fucking hate it.
I think it depends how it's used. Personally, what I do is because my setting is multiversal, like the magic works depending on where you are. There are some areas where there's a very strict structure of magic. It obeys very strict rules. There are others where it's more airy, I guess would be a word to use it. Because what tradition of magic are you following? Is essentially the question there, because a portal could open, and it could be I'm going to use D&D terms because I'm a giant fat nerd. Could be someone that gets their power from the gods, like a clerical magic, in which case they just effectively pray for miracles or something. It could be someone in a hermetic tradition where it's like they literally know certain spells. It could be Vancian magic. It could be sorceress magic where you just have like a small number of spells and you can cast those a bunch. Or it can be someone that like reads from a book and all of his spells are in the book and he can only use spells from that book because it's all he's learned, etc., etc., etc.
So yours is more palatable to me than the night side.
Okay.
Um. So John Taylor, the main character of Something Out of the Night Side here, has the ability to find things, and that's basically a JoJo stand. Because anything he wants to find, including like, how do I kill this unkillable monster? Let me find the way to kill him. Ah, it's here. I've been cornered by super demons. I need to find a way out, and he will just spawn a door where there isn't a door, because he can find anything that he can like controlize.
That sounds almost like power from the White Wolf game Orpheus, only massively ramped up. But one of the ghosts there had a power where it's like you think of something and you reach out and call to it, and something akin to it will appear depending on how much the ghost juice you pump it up with. This just sounds kind of like, it almost sounds like a fucking mutant power from X-Men, where it's like Domino has the mutant power of luck. Things just magically fall into place. It's plot armor with a different name.
Yeah, so you're naming a lot of examples of how other people have successfully done this. Which means there is a market for it. So it's just a issue of taste in the kind of fantasy, right?
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I've bought Storm of Steel. I'm now on probably some sort of list.
Wait, are you saying that you weren't already? I'm sure
Speaking
I've
of
been on a
which,
watch list since I was 16 years old and I was researching how to make chlorine bomb.
it's funny you say that. There is literally a recommended search result that says, "How do I let the NSA know I'm just Googling stuff for a book I'm writing?"
Problem is the NSA doesn't care, especially now that they have artificial intelligence to scrape everything for them.
Yep. What could be worse? We could be Brazil.
Potato's reading something out of 1880. Don't blame him. Problem.
I mean, I'll blame him, but not for that.
Dino's reading something out of 1944.
I'm gonna blame both Potato and Rex for saying that and then not stating the title of the book they're reading so we can talk about it.
Yeah, guys, come on. Have some courtesy.
Anyway, but yeah, if you missed my little screed on The Magic Goes Away, I would highly recommend it. It's very nice. I'm going to actually hang on. I have a Kindle app on my computer.
I mean, I might. I actually need to grind like a lot of genre fiction on Audible because, as mentioned earlier, I have 6 credits right now. And my paperback reading is it's About Face, and then it's going to be Notes from Underground, and then I'm probably going to go read some stuff about Alexander the Great. I have so much interesting, but nonfiction research material to read in paperback. I'm specifically going to keep my Audible consumption to like fun genres. Gonna do some more Dresden Files. Gonna do some more Galaxies. Might branch out. I picked up a $1 short story on Audible. Started it because I just finished something from the Night Side earlier today. Short story's awful, but it's a recent release. At least I know what I'm competing with.
I'm sorry, what did you just finish?
I finished something from the Night Side earlier today.
Oh, that's what you thought was awful.
No, no,
I thought
no,
you said
no.
it
No.
was.
I start after I finish that. I started a short story.
What's the short story? Tell us about it.
Well, part of the I don't. I'm only. It's like an hour and a half long, and I'm maybe 10 minutes into it. So I can't say much, but it is, and I don't remember why I had it on my wish list. I just picked it up because it was $1. It's called Summer Frost by Blake something. Name is cut off. Amazon original.
What's it about?
Oh, that's illegal.
Oh, it's about the one in G major. Okay.
A video game developer becomes obsessed with a willful character in her new project and a mind-bending exploration of what it means to be a human by the New York Times best-selling author of Recursion. Maxine was made to do one thing, die, except the minor, non-player character in the world Riley is building makes her own impossible decisions, veering wildly off course and exploring the boundaries of the map. When the curious Riley extracts her code for closer examination, an emotional relationship develops between them. Soon Riley has all new plans for her spontaneous die, including bringing Max into the what is Max? What if Max has real world plans of her own?
This sounds like it could. This kind of just sounds like her.
Yeah, I don't actually have my hopes up. Under Drake's
Yeah.
Flag is the 1880s one, and then Paralandra by C.S. Lewis. Okay. Dino's got some.
Paralandra sounds familiar. Which one is that? Is that a science fiction one?
I should read more C.S. Lewis. I like Narnia. I like Screwtape Letters. Uh, Podcasters have been badgering me to read Abolition.
I mean, that's just because they want to. Okay, so it was the space one. I thought it sounded familiar. I remember that one. You're just saying that because you want to abolish man.
No.
Okay, so apparently I have lost my mind. I could have sworn up and down that I had Kindle installed on my computer. I put it on my phone. Dumb. Those two things mutually exclusive. Oh, I know what fucking happened.
Dino says it's the second book in the space.
A Complete Guide to Heraldry by A.C. Fox Davis. I looked into heraldry a while back. It was pretty interesting. Heraldry. Nothing like a nice little bit of dead air to soothe the nerves.
I blame chat. I said this is an AMA. I don't think I've gotten a single question all night. You guys are letting me down.
Mr. Crake, your YouTube channel has the momentum of a runaway freight train. Why are you so popular?
Ah, well, it's because of my controversial opinions. Make people
Think. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. Good lord, I forgot I had all this shit. I've got so much shit to read.
Okay, so the Land Raider is almost taking shape. I'm about to have the main body, which I am about to be able to start making kit bashing decisions. I think.
Therefore, you are.
Might have to be a two-part stream because I am getting hungry and I have not done writing today.
Ooh, Tish is
Favorite flavor of semen? Sitting here trying to come up with a witty joke about sailors, but they all sound racist.
Oh man, do you know what a shellback is?
I had to guess. I would say it is a way of eating oysters.
No. A shellback refers to someone who has crossed the equator, gone from one hemisphere to the other. It's a sailor's term, and they used to have this big in the Navy as well as I know it was in the U.S. Navy and the Merchant Marine. I don't know if it was in other countries that did this, but basically, new sailors and sometimes passengers, if they were unfortunate, the crew would have this big kind of like party anytime they crossed the equator, where they would dress up like Neptune and have a bunch of like what amounts to hazing rituals for anyone who hadn't crossed the equator before and been a quote unquote shellback.
Okay, that's interesting.
I'm trying to remember, like usually not the captain, because the captain was always considered to be too dignified to take part, one of the rank things, but they'd like have like an almost play act thing where it's like someone dressed up like a mermaid would come in and pretend to give the captain an official summons by King Neptune to initiate the newcomers to his watery domain. Then they do stuff like make you crawl in like a big pipe filled with seaweed and touch gross stuff, shave your head, and other such college level hazing shit.
Back in the good old days.
Yep, and sometimes they would give you a tattoo, whether you wanted one or not. But yeah, that's your sailor related story.
Thank you for filling that in.
No problem.
What's going on with this sprue? E24.
Now, why in God's name did I not have this? Okay, no, I don't want. I'm going to start muttering to myself because I just realized that a book on my reading list that I was supposed to get is not here with everything else, which means I have to hunt it down. So if I start muttering to myself, that's why.
Understandable. I am going to stare at a sprue trying to find which D. There it is. Fine. One of these is
Yes.
D. This is D. Then what? Then it has to be on this. Losing my mind.
By the way, I appreciate the Trigun Soy Jacks on that one video. I was highly amused by that.
Wasn't that Akaso's chapter 1?
Yes, it was.
Oh, by the way, so Akaso is trying to hook me up with some marketing big thing, which he wants or it has to be a interview format. Dig into his chapter 1. That is
Okay.
I have previously talked to you about that.
Yes.
I am straight up missing a man. But I should be able to deduce that it's this one. Okay, never mind. By the way, I want to come out and say mayonnaise is an instrument. It's just a bad.
It only makes the sounds.
Hey man, if you're a sound engineer for a hentai game,
Oh man. Oh boy. Oh shit, is this it? This might be it. It's the fucking reading list. Come here. There we go. Empire of the East. That's what I tried to find. Why did I not get it? It was literally sitting there. Empire of the East. Ed Saberhagen. That's a name for you.
Okay, my name's.
It's a real guy's name.
I gotta start writing down names from these like actual memoirs and accounts. There's so much variety to the actual names.
Just $9. Oh, hang on. $5.99. Now that looks interesting. Why aren't you letting me pick that choice, Amazon? Why are you doing this to me? I wonder if this got lost in the mail. I could have sworn I ordered this.
I think I'm gonna keep my Land Raider sealed because it's a kit bash. I think that's fine. No one's gonna question that, right?
Holy shit, dude. Alright, well, I'm guessing this book must be difficult to find. Would you care to guess what the hardcover edition of this book is?
What book? Remind me what book?
Empire of the East.
What brought that up? Am I tripping? Am I huffing glue fumes over here?
What are you talking about?
Why are you looking up Empire of the East?
Because it's on my reading list.
Oh, right. Okay, I understand now. Okay, so it's a hardcover. What's the publication date?
The hell is it? Where does it say? All I'm getting is the last print date. Oh, shit, I did buy this. You purchased a Kindle edition August 27th. Well, then why the hell isn't it showing up? There it is. Okay, no, never mind. I'm just losing my mind. It was written like sometime in like, I think the 70s.
How expensive could it be?
Why don't you take a guess like I asked?
88.
500.
What?
Hardcover edition, $496.52. Earn 200 points if you do that.
Jesus Christ.
The paperback is just $20. Kindle is just 12.
Deluxe limited print editions, I guess.
I would hope so.
Oh, my books are going to end up having limited print editions because I'm going to be changing cover art.
Okay, so... Oh, that also might be why. Hang on. Okay, so this is a compilation of 3 books, actually. But also, it's still weird that the paperback is 21 and the hardcover is 500. Yeah, it was made in 1968. Second book was in 1971, 1973 for the third. Then a long ass time happened, and I guess in 2006 they decided to bring it back with a book called Arden's Sword. I guess he did write? I wonder if he just needed money.
That does happen.
Yeah, one of my favoritist video game franchises was inspired by this. So once I found that out, I was very curious to read it. Oh, that blows. Fred's dead. Died in 2007.
Oh, so his estate was kept.
No, he wrote the book like 1 year before he died.
Dude, you know who I ran into on Twitter? I really need to start like making a habit of checking for authors I like on Twitter. Greg Egan. Permutation City is just he shills on Twitter.
Nice.
Didn't respond to me though. Sad.
Yeah, I kind of got bummed. A bunch of the people that I always wanted to meet, turns out they were on Twitter the entire time, and then they died. So, fuck.
Yep, that's a big oof.
It's a good lesson to don't sit on things and go out and try and make it happen, because it might actually be very doable, and you're just being a dingbat by not trying.
Point, good moral lesson to the stream here. Probably need to go cook dinner. Kit bashing did not really occur. It's gonna be a long while before.
Well, the important thing is, we never actually said there would be kit bashing. It just says building, which you did, and chilling, which you did.
The thumbnail says kit bashing a Chaos Land Raider.
Oh, well then yeah, you're in trouble.
There will be a part 2.
I don't think so. Fish Potato thinks we are cowards for not tasting the bounty of the sea. You should have titled it AMAAA. Ask me almost anything.
One way to do it. I'm gonna try and get these last 2 pieces connected. So get your final questions in that are pertinent. Thank you very much.
Questions that are pertinent. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if, and I say if, a woodchuck could theoretically chuck wood?
The funny thing is there actually is an answer to that is also a tongue twister that someone figured out. I just don't have a memory.
Oh, I know what you're referring to. I should have said in board feet.
Alright, so even though I absolutely hated painting the inside of that first rhino, I am going to paint the inside of this Land Raider. I think my armory's only going to have one Raider. So I'll ball out. This is a fun piece anyways. I just quickly try to plot this in and show you. Huh? Oh, it's an assault vehicle. Well, holding this together with manual dexterity, easier said than done. I don't know. I got like the majority of a Land Raider put together here.
So you're not going to like that I have to tell you this, but I should note that your audio has been cutting off a little bit at the end of most of your sentences. It's not you're still understandable.
All right, gonna go wallow in despair now.
I think you have angered the machine spirits with your attempts to corrupt a holy Land Raider.
I haven't done any corruption yet. This is exactly by the book so far. The giant extra cannons will come later. Have them. I'm using the Mauler Fiend Gatling guns. They'll look cool.
Mano says you probably have noise gate issues.
Possibly. I thought I turned off my noise. Doesn't matter. It's because I've been facing away from the microphone the entire time instead of looking at it, because my boom arm isn't actually that long for me to be working over here. All right, thank you very much. I put the link to the Gilded in the chat. Obviously, you should be able to find my books. The rest of this point, I didn't want to screw up the stream. I'll be wrapping it up here. Office Play, thanks for turning on. You do tuning up or turning up. Do you want to advertise any of your stuff? Are you getting back on your Twitch streaming yet?
I will at some point, but I'm still recovering from the dearth of graveyard shifts I received. So better not to make promises I can't keep.
Fair enough. All right, I'm ending the stream. Tune in tomorrow for I will probably try to put together a review of either something from the Night Side, or I'll finally do a indie comic review. I have had Aquila sitting on my desk for 4 months. So, yeah, see you.
Adios.